Hello there, coming on live for another Mindful Monday. Hoping all of you are well and actually rested this weekend. Today, we are going to be talking about the part of the combination that I mentioned the last week. If you haven't watched last week's video, go and check it out. If you have watched it, I am so curious. Did you find any of those patterns in your life? Did you find anything that seemed heavy for you that you noticed you've been carrying for a long time? And if so, what did you do about it? I'd love to hear from you. Really, awareness is the first part, and almost I'd say the largest part of your journey. So once you get to awareness, that's when you can actually move into problem solving and managing and coping and understanding yourself and stopping those repetitive behaviors and even emotions and thoughts, like the repetitive thoughts and behaviors that bombard us, right? So once you know where it's coming from, it's really easy now to sort of go, oh, okay, that's what it's pointing to. So now let me resolve it. Let me get the help I need. Let me ask for what I need. Let me make some tweaks in my lifestyle to help with that. Let me, if I need help with asking, then maybe I need to get some training on that. So all of those different things, I kind of tend to cover that with clients. Just sort of putting that out there that if you are at that place and you're finding yourself heavy, so looking further. Now, today we're going to talk about the second part, which is really important. And this part of this like twin combo that I kind of mentioned that I see like wreaks havoc in people's lives. And you know what? It goes undetected quite a bit. It's at the root of most eating disorders, most addictions, and most situations where people feel dejected, rejected, sad. A lot of sadness, I would say a lot of depression is linked to it, and just feeling, those feelings of inadequacy, feeling like you're not good enough. This is what the messaging is like. So you might not notice it right off the bat, but it's like they won't like me, people don't like me, we're afraid that to get close to people, and so it sort of hits those boundary issues where we might be really rigid and we stay far. Our heart yearns for the acceptance, but we stay really far. So this one is the culprit. Now, I've mentioned before on the emotional dashboard, if you haven't watched those videos, they're still up for now, so you can go and search and type it in the search bar within the page, emotional dashboard or emotions, and it'll come up, okay? So emotions are not bad. They're there for a reason. The one that we mentioned last week pops up for a reason and helps us regulate our behavior, right? Like if we didn't have some of those things pop up, the signals pop up, we wouldn't know, oh, that wasn't a nice thing to do, or that wasn't right, or I need to apologize, or I need to make things right. Like we wouldn't know. So this one is similar, okay? Like it's not entirely bad because a small portion of it is what keeps us sort of adhering to like social norms, I guess you could say, like, that there are certain things, we have certain rules in society, right? So we won't just go around and bonk someone on the head when they make us angry or something like that, because it's not right. So the combination, these two, that they're at their surface, when they're just blinkers on the dashboard, they're not a big deal because we can correct the behavior. But what happens with the second one is it's not so much, oh, you should be like, I'm a little embarrassed because I did something that I shouldn't do, or did something that maybe wasn't accepted, or whatever it is, right? Like I didn't do something the best that I could have, and I'm a little bit embarrassed by this. But this one goes at your core and starts to like, I'll say, really, it starts from childhood a lot of the times. So again, with saying that, situations seem to be a little bit different in that some children are a little bit more sensitive, so they might actually pick up certain things and really internalize them. So I would say personalities that tend to internalize a lot, and maybe more so in a family where you were not allowed to vocalize how you felt. No one shared their feelings. No one asked you how you felt. Children were meant to keep quiet. So you internalize a lot of these things, right? And then so now you think there's something wrong with you even feeling the way that you feel, and then those things go deep inside, and now there's something wrong with me. And there's something wrong with me feeling like that, and I'm not allowed to feel this way, and I shouldn't think that, and I'm like inherently flawed. Can you guys guess what this one is? This is shame. shame. Shame destroys lives and keeps people in a pattern of depression, keeps them in anxiety of what people are going to be thinking about them all of the time. And little things like telling a child, you should be ashamed of yourself, or something like that, right? And sometimes they're not meant to be harmful. Maybe there is some kind of behavior that is, like they're doing something strange with their diaper or their feces, or who knows, right? And there's a little bit of shame or embarrassment that goes around it, but it's how we handle it. It really, really plays a part in the childhood, like how a child interprets the information and then grows out of it. Now listen, parents, this is not the time to start to feel ashamed yourself of, guilty and ashamed of how maybe you've been parenting, because nobody's perfect. And if that is where you find yourself, then realize children are resilient, and it's always the going back and resolving a situation, saying, I'm sorry, making things right in any relationship, including children. They're little people. So this is not for you to feel ashamed about that either. But maybe you've been that person. So a lot of times if we're doing that, we were treated and raised that way. And our parents did the best that they could as well. And they were probably trained that way. So realize that it is a pattern, but it is something that can be unlearned. And if you're experiencing shame today, I urge you to get the help and to really dig deep and recognize that, is that what's at the core of what you struggle with today? Happy Mindful Monday. I'll see you next week. Looking forward to hearing from you. And as always, submit your questions if you have any, and I'll do my best to answer them. Take care.